Hi, my boys. Okay, this video, my boys, is for my uncles, because they weren't really a good role model for me at all. Nothing. They were horrible. Um, and my uncle Scott, the other day, I haven't made a video in like 2 or 3 days because I've been busy. Just that to me, it's like they help, but I'm getting lost in it. Like I don't want motivation. I don't have any motivation to do it. Because it doesn't matter. My mom is just like her dad, and her dad had sex addiction. Her own father had sex addiction, meaning my mom had something too, and she wants to play stupid all the time. My mom knows exactly what's going on, and she's lying. My Uncle Scott knows now, because he's laughing on the phone, making fun of people who get caught, their parents get caught going, oh, I didn't know he was molesting kids. I didn't know he was doing that. Like, yeah, you did. My aunt married a pedophile. I caught him in the room with the boy. Already the boy was showing symptoms of something was happening to him. He was a little bit too touchy-feely when we just barely met him, and already like red flags were popping up. Then I go in, it's like a nightmare. It was a fucking nightmare for me. How I found out. I go into the hallway looking for Gil because Renee's looking for him. My aunt's looking for him because they just got married. Looking for him, and the doors. He's in the room. I find Mason and him in the room alone. And the door's halfway open and halfway like it's more closed than open. So I had to actually look and see if anybody was in there. But I heard noises. I heard a voice in there. I heard his voice. I heard the boy's voice first, and then I heard Gil's voice. And I'm like, open the door, standing there. At first, I didn't say anything. I just stood there, like, seeing his reaction, seeing what he would do. Take it in the moment, just like, I don't like it. I don't like this feeling. I had to see it. How I handled the situation, I think I handled it pretty well. What I walked in on was Gil roughhousing with the boy, tickling him, and Mason getting up and saying, smell my butt, do it, like you like it, or something like that. I'm gonna smell my butt. And and Gil's like, like, that's all I needed to know. That to me, that was all I need. And Gil's like, no, not. He got embarrassed because once that happened, I go, Renee's looking for you. And he's like, oh, we don't do that. And he's looked at me like he saw a ghost. And I'm just like, When I got that connection to him, I'm onto him. Bucking onto him. And instantly, I thought about one of my boys, the friends, the so-called friends that I had, with the girl that I made piñatas with, Sarah Grimling. She just lived down the street from this motherfucker. He's a loser. Doesn't do anything with his life. Usually, it's because someone did something horrible to them. These pedophiles are so fucking mean. These men, if these men are fucking brutal to women, grown adult women, imagine what they do to children. And then children will end up getting that fear and turning it and using it to however they want. As soon as I saw that, I went away, I turned my back, and I told 3 adults that were in the kitchen. I said, just to let you know, Mason's alone with Gil in the room. They all heard me. Now my mom's talking about it now. And she's like, I don't know what I was supposed to do. I don't know, tell your fucking sister? Do something? And then now my uncle Scott is saying on the phone, going, yeah, then wait, watch, it really did happen. And then my Aunt Renee would be like, oh, I didn't know he was doing that this whole time. I didn't know. There were signs, there was warnings, there was every fucking thing. And my aunt, she thinks I'm stupid. My mom is playing me. She's playing everybody. She wants everybody alone, segregated, so she can be the hero. She was the one who never wanted family. She never wanted us kids. She never wanted me, my siblings. She only wanted money. She wanted an easy way out. Because she's just like her mom. She's just like her dad. She is a government's pet. Every time I told my mom and I got business cards too. I made some business cards. My new business is 3 seashells. So it's kind of tiny, but I got everything that I needed. Got most of it, whatever I needed. So, I just told him to, enlarge it. But it has my phone, email, whatever it needed on there. And then, anyways, my Uncle Charlie passed away. And, oh yeah, I didn't bring up his, Charles Lowell Kent's. They were trying to make an example out of him. He was sentenced to more than 13 years in federal prison for a telemarketing scam in which he threatened and verbally abused his elderly victim when they balked in sending him money. Charles L. Kent's victims were just plain terrified. U.S. District Judge Audrey B. Collins said Monday as she tackled extra time on his prison time. She also ordered him to pay $587,000 in restitution to his victims, who ranged in ages from 76 to 91. Assistant U.S. Attorney Manuel A. Barskow said Kent's called elderly people around the country, telling them that they had one sweepstakes prize, and that his company was authorized to collect taxes they owed on their winnings. If they refused to pay, he warned of dire consequences, including lawsuits, seizures of victims, social securities, benefits, and even arrests, according to prosecutors. So he did that. And then I looked up my mom. Anyways, he's coming around to me. And I look up his court case again. I look up his files online. And my mom goes, he was telling me he's 666. His birthday is 666. And I'm like, okay. And then she goes, I'm like, but his birthday is not 6. And she goes, yeah, I know his birthday's not 6. He's born in April. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm like, I always forget, it's either the 16th or the 14th. And I believe his birthday's on the 14th. And my mom's birthday's on the 4/23. So I go to his court records, and his number on his court file is 666. It has 666, and then I'm like, oh my God, Mom. This was before he was sentenced. This was before the case. This was before the case ever happened. And I asked, and so then I get I get dollars. I get $1. And there's 666. Oh my geez. Uncle. Yeah, he does want me to, after that, then he did show me, a couple of people came to me, asking what I was doing, and right away they said something about sex. The time is 5:46. They're telling me about sex, and I said, no, I'm protesting about the human sex trafficking. And then they're like wanting to know more, and I gave them my card, my business card, and I told them what I am doing. And he was only 22, I think he was 22. And he told me he couldn't stop thinking about sex. He had to do something, and it was getting overwhelming. And the roommates that he had, they were using him for sex. And he's even wasting money on alcohol and sex. And he shows signs of having a UTI. He's only 22, and he didn't understand what was happening to his body. And he said he was molested by his uncle at age 14. And then after that, it was just nonstop sex in school. He's almost the same age as my son. I'm talking to kids right now that are almost the same age as my son, Anthony. Anthony, you're fucking 19 years old. These kids are walking around, don't even know what's happening to their bodies because they were fucking sexually abused. Sex addiction, sex is like a drug. You use it and abuse it, and it's powerful. It's so powerful because there's really no cure unless you detox. There's no cure unless you actually find out what really happened to you. You have to do the shadow work. You have to understand. Even if you were sexually molested at a baby, that's gonna haunt you. It's in your DNA. It's in you. You are marked. You are stamped, and you don't even know it. It's going to pop up when you get older. You're gonna get triggers. When you have a kid yourself, you're gonna end up finding like, I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. You start realizing what needs to happen, knowing that your child is like a mirror image of yourself, a reflection of yourself. So if they make you mad, find out why. It's because they're trying to tell you something. They shouldn't. Your own children shouldn't be getting mad at you. You should be You should be each other's medicine, helping each other grow, learning from one another, not tearing each other down. My mom's only tearing me down because she's only after money. I never was wanted. She keeps saying she took you to Stephanie's, but she could have called the cops, and she didn't call the cops. I tell her for help. Well, what am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? Well, go to the cops. Let's go to the cops. She don't want to. So her excuse was to kidnap you boys. She kidnapped you boys with Lauren. I had high school friends that were taking advantage of the situation that I had with me and your dad boys. And where can I go? Where would I have been? There is nowhere for me to go because I didn't trust anybody. I still don't trust anybody. I only trust the dead. And my uncle was he was sexually molested. And he didn't have a mom to go to. He didn't have that. Even if the mom was still alive, even if my grandmother was still alive, I don't think she would have done that much. Because she would have left something else. She wouldn't have liked it, where he was going. She could have prevented something. That's why she brings in Daniel, Susie, and Javier's mom. And Susie wasn't a good friend. Like, she had issues. You could tell she had issues from men using her, and her dad not being there because her dad was a narcissist. Her dad just really cared about sex. It was all about sex. And the woman Gloria, her dad Angel married Gloria, and Gloria was a bitch to this family. She was sabotaging everything, witchcraft shit, everything. And she was so jealous of Susie, and you can sense it, you can feel it. And Gloria was just like high and mighty with her stick up her ass, and she loved it. But she just made everyone have a stick up their ass too. Like, she made sure that she can cut off her branches and stick them up someone's asses, you know? Like, the way she treated that family, the way she treated the dad was horrible. Those kids have been through a lot. And then seeing Javier's grandmother, like Junior's grandmother, Susie's mom, Javier's mom, up there, like, getting pissed, like, My grandkid's not gonna come up here yet. It's not time. No fuck, no way. And I'm like, well, I want to do that. I want to do that too. Like, I want to make sure that I'm well known. I want to make sure, like, no one's gonna fuck with my kids. These are teenagers. These are kids that are growing up with sexual abuse, not getting healed. Where is there to go? Where is there to someone to talk to about this abuse for the teenagers? There's nothing. Even the drugs, autism. When someone has autism, they don't have schizophrenia. They don't have bipolar. They can't have. No, doctors are lying. You wanna? No, come on, you guys, come on. These tarot readers all have blood on their hands, so I'm waiting for. They will be sick with the Pope. The Pope is dying. What else? Today is January 4th, the 14th. Oh, Saturday. Oh, they said it was Hypnotized Day or something like that. What else I have? Docket and filings. Let's see if I can find his. Oh, and he died. My great grandfather died January 2nd, 1985. And he died 6 days. No, my Uncle Charlie died December. Damn it. I'm already reading. December something. And oh yeah, okay, December 28th. And he died 6 days of the day of my great grandfather, George. That has to be a message for my Uncle George. Because he worked at the LAPD at this time. So they were making an example. Sweetie. Karen. Let's see. My Uncle Charlie was convicted of 21 counts of telemarketing fraud, violation of 18 USC Code 1341 and 2326 and 3147. Challenges his sentence primarily on the grounds of he was not given adequate notice of the something release. Kent was arrested on December 18, 1998 and post bond the same day. The written release order set out a number of conditions of release, including that Kent was forbidden from any form of telemarketing, and then he ended up doing it again. Then, where is it? Do I have it here with me, guys? see if I have it still. I have. Do have to go through these things. No, I don't. I'll try to find it after. It was my uncle letter from jail. About that, and there's codes in it. I thought for sure it would be in here, but I read it before. I had it before, so I just like to have it. Okay, I do have to. Okay, he's telling me right now. I'll find it and I'll do it. But he's showing me this thing right here. The America on Track, human sex trafficking. That they have groomers. They have I mean, you go into the interview process, the whole thing. It's like it's a mess. It's a mess. It's very alarming, very sad. You see where all the money's being wasted, and how they use these prisoners' kids. A brighter future. College is for me too. Summer campus on Cal State University of Fullerton. The inner core of successful mentoring incorporates dedication and guidance, empathy, and the most important, honoring the one-year commitment in order to create brighter futures for children of prisoners. If you are like, it's so sad, it's so disgusting that if you're in jail, you really have no contact with your kids, you know what I mean? And your kids are your medicine. Your kids are going to be the one calming you down. Your kids are going to be the one to determine your fate or not. And if you're in jail, you should have the right to see your kids and bond with your kids, supervised vision. You should have a right to have some kind of connection to your seed, to your offspring, no matter what. If you, at the time, like, it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be handled before they go to jail. Why in the hell are they in jail for? Like, I don't like the whole justice system, the whole jailing, the whole imprisonment has gone way too far. It's too messy. It needs to be cleaned up. And the only ways to clean this up is you get some kind of things going on, because I guarantee most of these kids that were in this program are probably in jail or had some kind of problems, health issues due to molesting children getting abused. It's only complex because the people in the white people, it was set up. It's a setup to failure. It was people like me can never be on top making people heal for free. They want money. People are on top, like these doctors, teachers, and lawyers, judges, not firefighter, captains or chiefs. Like, they want money. They should have stepped down. They should have started screaming a long time ago and say, like, kids, they saw something happening. There were signs. There were some kind of signs there. Now I'm getting told that I'm not talking about like the city thing. I'm talking about like the high people who are in charge of the whole fucking process of it. My mom is, I forgot how old she was. She's only 60 something. And she bitches and she complains and she just like, she lies on the phone to her family members. And then if she doesn't want to talk, she'll just easily, I don't want to talk about, I don't have a headache, I can't deal with this right now. It's the same excuse over and over again. She's going to be 62, so she's 61. She's 61. She's going to be 62 this year. And when I was 19 and had my kid, let's see, 1963 minus 2004 or 5. She was 42 fucking years old. I'm not even fucking 42 years old. God damn. And she keeps saying, my Aunt Bonnie loved me, or like, my Grammy loved me. My Grammy did not care for us at all. She didn't give two shits about us. She really did. And I was wondering why she was blocked. Spiritually, she was blocked from me. Up until I went to Riverside, I started understanding a little bit more. I started feeling her. And she wanted me to connect me to my mom. And she'll tell me why. And now my grandpa, like, my boys remember my grandpa. I was arguing with him. I was yelling. I was crying because I wanted to see him. And I couldn't because his wife wouldn't let us into the house. And he was sick. And then we did see him when his wife threw him out of the house. But then when we saw him the next time, he was all like, you could tell that was the last time. I wanted closure. I needed a sorry from him. I needed to know more. He had PTSD from the war that he went to. And his own kids were ungrateful and brats. But they didn't fucking know. They didn't even know they didn't even know him. My mom didn't even know what my dad did for work. My mom stressed him out so fucking much. All because she spent the money on gambling. My dad didn't gamble, my dad didn't smoke, my dad didn't drink. My dad had anger issues. My dad had some other issues that I don't like, personal issues that he had with my mom. But he had more of thinking, wanting to be alone. He couldn't be around people too much. And he was sexually abused too as a child. And he would tell my mom about the barber would like touch him. And then what did my mom do? Get a job at a barber shop. She ends up being to cut hair. She ends up being a barber.